Yeah, it's just a minor scratch. I can't stress to you how much the little things in anything can make the biggest changes, okay? The littlest things can make the biggest changes, alright? Welcome back to BISG, guys. We're gonna get into this video. Now, obviously, today is the 31st of December. So, and I'm gonna try to upload this video today before the New Year's. This is gonna be the last video, guys, that I do for the year. So, let's get into this video. All right, so let me take you back to the beginning, right? I was heading home and had my son. I just picked up my son. Was heading back home, and I turned down this street, and I decided to downshift. I wasn't speeding, nothing. Decided to downshift, came off the clutch, and as soon as I kind of just rest my foot on the gas pedal, that's kind of where things went sideways, literally. So, I tried to counter steer, and it worked for like 2 seconds, and then she finally decided to just take a hard left over the median and took out a palm tree, and then made it out on the other side of the median, still running. After that, I called up my boy with the tow truck. Shout out to Hector. And we made it all the way back to my house, which wasn't really far from. And we decided to look underneath the car, kind of see what happened, whatnot. And we found out that the left rear toe link, the bolt for it, was just completely gone, sheared off, which would explain what happened in terms of what broke. So yeah, after that we unloaded it off the truck. I kind of started making that phone call to the insurance company, and from there was definitely a process, which I think anyone that's ever had to make a claim kind of knows how that goes. But for me, I called them, kind of just trying to get things started, and right off the bat, they were trying to make it seem like they were going to come pick up the car. I told them, where it was, and the lady was like, "Oh yeah, we'll be there shortly, to come pick it up." Keep in mind, it's like 5 o'clock, like 5:30. Me panicking, not knowing, if I'm gonna be able to get all my stuff out of the car, started just pulling my subs out and whatnot, and no one ended up showing that day. The following day, I get a call that the tow truck's, on its way, pretty much, to come pick up the car. So I said sure, whatnot. They picked the car up, and I think later on that day I get a phone call from the lady that's supposed to be handling my claim, whatnot, yada yada yada. And yeah, so throughout the next couple of weeks there, it was kind of just trying to figure out, well, how much is it to buy the car back? How much am I going to be getting back? There wasn't a clear answer. Eventually, I just decided, let me just buy the car back. How much is it to buy the car back? And couldn't get a clear answer. At one point they were like, yeah, it's going to be $4,000 to buy the car back. I was trying to figure out if I could just pull off, the turbo setup and a few other things, and they could just give me a price off of what's still there. and they couldn't do that. Cool. So after hearing it was going to be about $4,000 to buy the car back, I was still undecisive about if I even wanted to do that. Flash forward a couple weeks later from that, I decided, let me just buy the car back. So they wrote me the check, and upon me going to go pick up that check, I found out that it was only $1,000 to buy the car back. Cool. So I went to pick up the check, and as far as it was for picking the car up, it was kind of up to me from what I was told from the lady. However, the lady handling my claim said that she'd be able to have the car dropped back off to my house. So I said, cool. So this whole time I'm, waiting, which maybe I think a week goes by and I don't hear nothing about it, and I decide that I'm gonna call her back to figure out what's going on with this car. First time I called her back, I got no answer. Cool. I wait like another day or so, and I call her back. I get no answer, and I think the third time I call her back, I finally get a hold of her, and she said that she was gonna look into it, or whatnot. And I'm like, okay, cool. So eventually, my buddy hits me up, and he's like, I see your car is up for auction or pending auction. Sends me the link, and sure enough, it's up there with all the pictures of it running, and all the pictures under the hood, the engine bay, it on and running, pending auction for like Monday, and I'm seeing this on Saturday, and this whole time I'm just, I'm like, what's going on? I took the option to buy it back. Now I see it on the auction. What's really going on here? Monday comes, and the first thing I do is I call my insurance company, and again, I get no answer from them. I even tried talking to someone else in the department and couldn't get a straightforward answer. They just kept saying I have to talk to the lady handling my claim. Alright, cool. I called the salvage yard and I explained to them what's going on, and they proceed to tell me that they see that it's out for delivery, scheduled to be dropped off at my house, and I'm like, okay, all right, I should be in the clear here. I guess things are gonna be going good. Later that day, my car wasn't dropped off. I go to call them back, and they tell me that there was a fault in their system, and they apologized that no one had contacted me about this. And so I waited the next day, and I think that following day, I find out that the car is being dropped off at my house. So I said, all right, cool. From there, I got off of work, I came home, and this is kind of where things, again, just was not, started to turn out, not as good as I thought it would be. I thought I'd be able to come home, start the car, make sure everything is running like it was, obviously, minus the damages, but I'm going to show you guys here in this next clip, what I experienced when it got dropped back off at my house. Okay, guys, so this is kind of the damage from the outside. You know, windshield's all cracked up. The side skirt. Actually, this happened when they had it at the salvage yard. Rim is intact, but tire took the hit on that. What else? This side was pretty good. Let me show you guys what happened inside. Haven't really been in here since they gave it back to me. But yeah, so it's pretty rough a little bit. I think this is the side skirt right here, and I don't know. Shifter's still intact, but yeah, man. I'm gonna show you guys under the hood real quick. Show you what's going on under there. Yeah, so I kind of covered this up for the hurricane that we had a while back, but pretty much, guys, stuff that there. Pretty much, when they dropped the car back off, I wanted to charge the battery up because I knew it was gonna be dead, and you know, kind of just start the car, you know, because I know it's been sitting for a little bit. But the first thing I noticed was, you know, my hood cowl was broken, so you know, I wanted to figure out, like, you know, why is it broken. And I kind of just took this cover and moved it out the way here, and there was a screwdriver. There was a screwdriver up here, and a harness clip. I think like 2 harness clips just sitting up here. And you know, I started wondering, you know, like, why is this? What's going on here? And so eventually I went and took this cover off. You know, took this cover off, and this was kind of what I saw here. So there's this wire cut. I think they had let's see, they had a few more wires cut here. These were just kind of just like this is how it was. Let me try to get in here a little bit closer for you guys. But yeah, so I was like, initially right off the bat, I was like, there's no way, you know, thinking the worst, you know. So I kind of moved my port injection box out the way and was looking down there, and then kind of looked down there. Kind of looked down there, and yeah, guys. So I looked down here, and I noticed my JB4 box was missing. The Bluetooth dongle or whatever was also gone. And you know, so right off the bat, I'm like, dang, you know, like, finesse my JB4. So now the car's not gonna start, obviously. You know, and immediately called the salvage yard, you know, and they kind of gave me the runaround and told me to go call my insurance company. And you know, and I called the insurance company, and the lady handling my claim wasn't picking up. So this is it was an ongoing process, you know, that led to nothing but just what's here now. But other than that, you know, there was nothing else taken from the car. So yeah, so as you saw, you know, definitely had the JB4 stolen. And I mean, it's kind of just sucks, you know. But at least, you know, most of the stuff was there. And it's just crazy that, you know, as soon as you know, I collected that check, you know, dealing with Progressive, you know, and I haven't. It's not like I had issues with them in the past. I haven't really had any issues with them, you know, in the past. But then again, you know, I haven't had, you know, I think this is like the first car that I've totaled. So that being said, you know, I would have at least expected that, you know, I would have gotten some kind of answer back as to what happened, you know. And it just looks like, you know, no one knows anything. They don't want to answer what happened, you know. A little bit of pointing fingers, you know, in other directions until, you know, I get tired and just decide to give up. You know, it seems like, you know, that's what, you know, whoever was hoping for, you know, at least, you know, people at Progressive, you know, that were working on my claim and whatnot. So I think it's best to say, guys, that if you're in a situation like this where you pumped in some money, you put in some work, you know, I would say, you know, remove your parts, remove what you can, as far as it goes for, you know, like a turbo kit, you know, maybe try to figure out, you know, is it gonna be worth more for you to, you know, remove, you know, your turbo kit, you know, knowing that the car is not going to start when they go to inspect it. You know, is it going to be worth more than what you think they're going to give you, you know? And if not, then, you know, maybe leave it on there and decide to buy the car back, you know, just so what happened to me doesn't happen to you, you know, whether it be the turbo kit or, you know, with, you know, your tuner or whatever it is that you have of value, you know. So that's the moral of this story, you know. Kind of just a bit of a rant, but at the same time, you know, an explanation as to, you know, what's happened to the E90, you know. Moving forward though, I think my plans are gonna be to part out the car. I might keep the engine and trans just to, you know, for a later build. I don't know yet. We'll find out. But definitely would have to say, guys, that I had tons of fun with that car. Tons of fun. And who knows? This was probably life's way of saying, you know, it's time to move on to bigger and better things. You know, that's kind of how I look at it. You know, no one was hurt. I was good. My son was good, and that's kind of all that matters. You know, could always get another, you know, Beamer. Not saying I won't. You know, we'll see. We'll see what life has in store. But yeah, guys, it's been great. I know I haven't dropped that many videos, being this the first year. Definitely had a lot of stuff going on just in life, you know. So hopefully I can put out a lot more. You know, if you guys are interested in seeing more of the E90 before this unfortunate event, just go ahead and check out, you know, the IG page. It's BISG_performance. You know, and you'll see a lot more content there for sure. I gotta say, I want to know, you guys's, you know, mishaps, misfortunes, horror stories, you know, dealing with insurance. Go ahead and comment that, you know, down below. You know, I wanna know, you know, about you guys and your thoughts and opinions about this. You know, I've only seen it on the outside, you know, about the you know, about how insurance companies are. You know, never had to deal with it personally, but you know, so go ahead and comment that down below, guys. I think that's it for this video. I think I've touched about every point of my little story and mishap with the Beamer, but yeah. So other than that, guys, I would say have a great end of 2024 and looking forward to the 2025. So guys, that's about it for me. This BISG, guys. Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe down below. And that's it for today's video, guys. I'm out.